everyone, it's Christy here from Sweet Girl Designs. I'm here with an album share today, sharing my December daily from 2019. I've been taking a bit of a hiatus from YouTube, but I'm back for some album shares. And this one came together pretty quickly. I did it kind of in two big chunks. So the first big chunk, I think, was back in February maybe, and then I hadn't really looked at it again until this week, but it's all done. Usually I have a hard time with the journaling, but I ended up typing it this year, which went a lot quicker. So this is Ali Edwards album, and it has a 2.5-inch spine, which is necessary, I find, for projects like December Daily. Inside, I started with a pocket page with the 2x2 squares, and the photos that I used for this page came from Persnickety Prints. They're photo strips, so it comes with 4 photos all connected in a line, and I've just trimmed them down and they fit perfectly inside these 2x2 pockets. So I just took photos from our visit with Santa and got our family photo in there, and then photos of the girls together and by themselves. So it's kind of sets the tone for the album. The collection I used this year was from My Mind's Eye. It's called Holly Jolly. It has the pinks and the greens and the reds, and I just kind of loved it more than any of the other collections that were released. Once I've been doing December Daily for, I think this was my 5th year. Yeah, 5th year doing December Daily. And I always just kind of want to have a different feel for every album. So I'm kind of happy to say that this year I did do some things that I haven't done before and kind of experimented a bit, so that was fun to do. So I just did some floating embellishments in the pockets, and then I used these gold numbers that I had in my stash from Echo Park. And then on the reverse, I decided just to go with the pattern papers and then a few embellishments. I did leave these blank. I haven't done that before, so usually I would add something on the back of this, but I resisted the urge to do that. And then I also throughout the album used these tiny word stickers, which came from Ali Edwards as well. Something else that I did this year was I created a lot of flips and flaps. So I'm using the Avery index tabs throughout to kind of indicate when there's a flip flap thing. And I thought about adding like a roller stamp in there or a stamp, but I decided just to do pattern paper. So just trimmed out a pattern paper, and then you can see the reverse pattern on the back. So this is one of the flip pockets. I've just added washi here to make it a bit more secure, adding a couple photos. And then what encouraged me to use the Holly Jolly collection was that they released like this advent calendar kind of kit. So you could make your own advent calendar using these little envelopes and tags. And so it came with the envelopes, it came with the tags and the baker's twine and the numbers and a bunch of embellishments. So one of the tricky things for December Daily is the finding the numbers, I guess. So it made it really easy and cohesive throughout the album that the numbers were already provided. Now, this year something else I did differently was in the past I've told 31 stories, one for each day, and it was very much chronological. On December 1st we did this, December 2nd we did this, but this was my first year. I only told 25 days. I tried to get them as chronological in the album as possible, but sometimes it just didn't work out with the pocket page protectors. And yeah, I just told 25 stories. I didn't worry about the dates. Some days have 3 stories, but I typed the journaling just on my computer using the American typewriter font, printed it out, and adhered them on in strips. So I like the kind of messy look of that. And then on the back, I've added my mega date stamp and just added the date with some generation stamping there. So those slide in. So all my journaling looks like that. So there's December 1st, just matted these on white cardstock and glued them on. The album itself is pretty simple, just stuck with the embellishments that came with the collection, the stickers and the ephemera and the enamel dots. Used the tiny word stickers from Ali Edwards and just kind of went from there. So it did come together pretty quickly, and I just get in my head about the journaling and just kind of put that off. So you'll see that for the most part, the little envelopes are in 3x4 pockets, but sometimes I had to add them on the 4x6. And I've also throughout had to like trim with my X-Acto knife little parts of the page protector off if the tag or the envelope sat on this side. So yeah, for the first couple days, decorating the tree, we had parent-teacher interviews at Nora's school, we attended a Christmas party, we went to see this play, so I included the little brochure there, or the playbill. I love including the 6x8 photos, so big one there, and just keeping the embellishments really, really simple. And writing letters to Santa. I also went to my stash and found these gold thickers. So I just used those, I think, in probably 4 spots throughout the album, just kind of continuing on with the gold. So just writing a little bit about letters to Santa. This tag I initially was going to put on this page, but I decided to punch holes in it so it just turns separately, and I also embellished the back of the envelope. So you can see the envelopes are pretty well made, and like love the colors. The interior is always a different color than the exterior, so that was really fun. And then I found this free printable online for envelope and paper for writing letters to Santa. So I just punched holes in those and then included the letters that the girls wrote to Santa. So I think that's pretty fun. I took a copy of them and we actually sent the copies to Santa. So these are on the 3 rings, and then they just turned separately, again with the Avery index tab. We made a gingerbread house, so I used a snap flip pocket just to include an extra photo there, and then some more embellishing in behind. Because I did all my journaling on the tag, I didn't need to do any journaling in behind like I would normally do. Had a Christmas concert at school. And another thing I did with the tags was I alternated the tags, tying a bow and then just kind of letting them hang loosely. So Christmas concert at school included the pamphlet that was handed out to parents. Something fun the girls like to do is have a popsicle in the bathtub, so just kind of journaled about that. Again, this is just pattern paper, the envelope, and 1 piece of ephemera or die cut there. The envelopes themselves came with instructions on decorating the outside of the envelopes, but I kind of like to do my own thing, so I chose my own embellishments and number combo. We went to a light festival in my city. It was the first time it was offered, and it was all indoors, so that was kind of nice. So we didn't have to venture outside in the Canadian winter. Use the 3x8. All the photos are from Persnickety Prints, so this was really awesome. I think it was their first year offering the 3x8 size, so that made things super easy. I also used some washi from my stash. I don't often use washi, but this was from an older crepe paper collection. I can't remember the name. Here's the photo strips again. I've just trimmed down, and I trimmed this page protector so that it only has the 2 columns, and I just added stickers to be like the turner, and I added some embellishments inside to be a bit of a shaker pocket. And then more photos on the reverse, lots of photos from this event. The girls did a bit of a scavenger hunt at the event, so this was just kind of a little souvenir from that, just telling about the event too. And then for this page, I had the intention of trimming down these photos and fitting them into envelopes. I just got the We Are Memory Keepers envelope punch board, and I'd seen other YouTubers recommend the app, but at this point when I created this page, the app was no longer available. So I couldn't figure out how to make an envelope this size. So I just made the one envelope and kind of used it to I filled it with all my kind of leftover embellishments from my project. And then I just trimmed the photos down. So it kind of, I don't know, it's not my favorite, but it's done. Another 6x8 photo. The girls and I hosted a Grinch party. So again, just punched holes in the envelope there, and then the tag slides out for the journaling. And then using the gold thickers again. On the 11th story, not on the 11th. That's a bad habit of me saying that. But on this day, it was actually December 15th, but on this day we went to my daughter's kind of, it's called a fine arts class. So it's kind of like a preschool class, but it was their last day. So they had a bit of a celebration. So included lots of photos from that. And again, I love this 3x8 photo and just added a few stickers, and it just captures her personality perfectly. And then just left the reverse with pattern paper. And then combining a few stories on this page, so 2 of the envelopes there, just kind of telling stories about cookies. These are from, I can't remember where these are from, but these are like planner, maybe it's like Prima Planner or something, little envelopes from there. So it comes in a package of 8 with a few different colors, but I used the white just because it went with the collection. And inside it's just holding another story. So on the back I have the tag, and then this playbill matches the story. That's why they're side by side. But inside is the tickets from the play, and then a few photos, and I just backed the photos with some pattern paper as well, so they can peek inside to find that story and those photos. I really wanted to have lots of different like interactive pieces, especially with the tags and envelopes, and then this pocket like worked really well. I saw another person using those, so I had to buy those. So then there's the playbill, and I also have a little card that Nora made me at school with a little ornament in there. So wanted to include that. And then Nora had a concert at school, so I got a picture of some of her classmates and her teacher. Another flip pocket here, going to see Santa at Cabela's. So lots of photos there, so wanted to include the flip pocket. And we got our letters back from Santa, so we sent letters to Santa and he sent a letter back. So there's a photo of Addie with her letter, and this is outside the pocket, not in a page protector. And then I have both girls' letters stuck inside, and again I just used a sticker for the Turner. On this page here, another kind of flip out pocket. So the story's on the outside, and then you open it up to tell the story. Our day home lady held a bit of a Christmas party. So again, using those gold thickers and including some photos there. This doesn't have a story, but I wanted to include it. This is the tree at my parents' house with all the gifts underneath. And then the next few pages are about Christmas at my parents' house. So another flip pocket with embellishment underneath. And another 6x8 photo. I just love this photo so much. And then This is Christmas Eve night, so sorry for the profanity here, but we were playing Scrabble and I had to include my favorite curse word. Another little card that Nora made at my parents' house with the story of this on the back. So here's another little envelope, and inside tells the story of how Nora, or shows photos, I guess, from Nora losing her first teeth. This is the story, and then here's the pocket. So it's just showing her tooth pillow and her first 2 teeth that came out while we were there. And there's my mom and Nora showing the loose teeth. That's before it happened. And then we found this little envelope from the Tooth Fairy, which kind of talks about it's like a certificate for Nora. So it has the date and all the information of how she lost it there. So I wanted to include that as well. So that's all inside that little pocket, which is kind of cool. I like those. It's good for including lots of extra photos and things. Story 22 is just us returning home and getting ready for Santa's visit. And then Christmas morning, the girls opening their presents and some journaling there. Christmas Day, we also went to the movies, so I included the tickets, and we went to see Frozen 2, so we just talked about that, a little family selfie outside the theater. And then on Boxing Day, we drove to my in-laws' house, so we got so many photos of all the cousins, and then another flip pocket there of more cousin photos, so tons and tons. But I wanted to represent all the girls, all the boys, and then everyone together. So yeah, I like that. And then on the back, I just included some photos of a walk we went on. So there's the pup, so he's represented too. So I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. When I started, I wasn't loving it, but I'm glad I persevered and kept going. I'm glad it's done, and I do really like the colors in this collection. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed, and I would love to see your finished December daily too. I love watching those kind of things just to get ideas, and I got tons of ideas from other people for this album. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye!